Hey, it's Josh, and you're listening to The Other Show. Guys, it is gone. It is
Oh, our listeners
completely
after the last
gone.
episode?
I was driving.
The leftovers?
No.
Okay.
I was driving on my way home from work the other day, driving past about 53rd South.
Hey, be careful where you're going with this. Be careful. I know it's around there.
Not the original KFC.
The 49th Street Galleria
What?
is gone.
The Fun Dome? Not the Fun Dome.
You mean the new church that I've been thinking about going to just because I want to walk through that place? Or the community college that's been there? Or the pet sanctuary?
the vet school, whatever.
Wait. So it's been years since anyone's even glanced in that direction off the side of the freeway.
Yeah, but now it's just gone.
Wait, you mean
Not true, Kent, because I did go in there when it was a school. It was the International High School. When I worked for the community college, I went there.
what does that even mean?
Well, okay, so I went there. I was a recruiter for the community college, and we went there to do our pitch of like, hey, you should come here, even though these were all international students.
Yeah.
Like, their parents were from all over the world, and they were studying. And they were just like reading wherever, and it still smelled like chlorine in there.
Did you did you ride the Gravitron on your way out?
No, but the principal's office lets you trade in your tokens for a prize.
Yes.
Oh, even better. Or a ride on the roller coaster. I mean, see, the roller coaster is more of a Utah Fun Dome thing.
Yeah.
But
are you saying they souped it up for the Fun Dome? They got a little bit more budget?
I don't know if you would say more of a budget.
I wasn't a very smart kid. I didn't know my shapes super well, but I'm pretty sure that place wasn't a dome.
No, it wasn't.
No.
I don't know. It's glass silos.
And why was it called the Fun Dome?
I think they were trying to jazz it up because,
sure,
it's not in the best neighborhood. And that was one of the reasons why it closed in the first place, is because some kid got shot in the stomach.
Is that true? That's true?
Yeah, it's true. Maybe we should keep that for a true crime story in October.
Murder at the Fun Dome.
They rebranded in the late 90s. I want to say, 97, 98? But it opened in 1983 as the 49th Street Galleria. And man, that place was heaven for me as a kid.
It really was.
Like,
yeah, birthday parties.
Oh, the Gravitron.
That's it.
No, see, I actually have quite a few other memories than just like birthday parties
because you were spoiled,
or family home evening.
Okay.
No, we actually, we owned a baseball card shop back in the day.
We've heard,
and I know the best darn card shop in America was the name, by the way.
Yeah.
Anyway, we actually had quite a few card shows that were down there over in the old batting cages that turned into the go-kart track or whatever.
Yeah.
Which was horribly unventilated. Like they had to open the back doors just to make sure that nobody died from exhaustion from the go-karts. But anyway, no, they had the card shows back there.
Awesome.
That's where I met Jerry Sloan for the first time.
Yeah.
Gosh, who else did I meet? Sean Bradley, Jamie Watson.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if anybody remembers him, but it was a lot of nostalgia. Like I spent hours in that batting cage room on Saturday weekends with my dad and everything. But man, from that to the arcade to the bowling alley, but that golf course, man, the smell, I can still smell it.
No, that smell lingered. And I'm going to be completely honest. I know you two have 10 years on me. The only memory I have of the Utah Fun Dome or the 49th Street Galleria was laser tag there. And that was over by the mini golf and the pirate ship from the mini golf. And just the smell. I do not know why on earth a mini golf place smelled so much like a swimming pool, like the Bountiful Bubble or Leighton Surf and Swim. It was two toddlers peeing in the pool away from getting a splash pad.
I think my favorite was also the not the Gravitron. I don't know what was it, the simulator The one that had the Alpine slides.
Oh, yeah, the flight simulator. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which I thought was the weirdest thing. I'm like, we can just go like half an hour.
Like drive a half hour. Exactly.
Up and we can ride this.
Yeah.
And we can like actually skin our knees for real life.
Wait. So you want to skin your knees or possibly fall off the sleds in real life?
Oh, yeah. No, that was like the coolest thing ever. Like I would deliberately try to derail my cart.
Why? No.
I thought it was a badge of honor, but I mean, as a 40-year-old now, there's no way I would do that. There's no way I would even get on it.
Yeah, because you don't bounce back.
No, you don't.
You don't bounce back.
As a 16-year-old kid, though, man, I mean, go into like high school, junior high, and you have skin knees. You're like, yeah.
So wait, Josh, Mr. Utah Encyclopedia. When did the 49th Street Galleria close, and when did the Fun Dome close?
Well, the Galleria, it opened in 83. I believe they rebranded.
Is it mid-90s?
I want to say like 97.
Okay.
And then it closed in 2004, 2005.
It really stayed open that long?
Yeah, no, shocking, right?
See, no, because like 2004, 2005, I would have been 15, 16, and I have no recollection of ever wanting to go down that way.
It's because I think after like early 2000s, there started to be like boondocks down near
Hollywood Connection.
Hollywood Connection was right near there, but they also had a miniature golf course as well.
Yeah.
But thankfully, no one's brought back the Gravitron because truly, that's the last time I ever went. I was 13 and I puked at a friend's birthday party after going on that thing.
Do you remember last summer? When we went over to the Layton Hills Mall, they had a carnival out there.
Yeah.
I tried to get you on the Gravitron.
No, and I refused, right? I have PTSD, and especially now being my age. I mean, I couldn't handle it when I was a kid. Imagine that now. We just went to Buffalo Wild Wings, too. There's no way I'm holding that down on going on a Gravitron.
On top of that, there was a dude with 4 teeth and an inexplicable Serbian accent trying to sell you
it felt super safe.
The Lagoon Rejects, right?
Yeah, exactly. The mobile carny rides, no big deal. But I think we should pour one out for the 49th Street Galleria.
Yeah, what are we pouring? Like flat Sprite?
Oh, that's called Starry, Josh. That is called Starry.
Oh, Starry.
Oh gosh. Did you know that's like Pepsi's 17th attempt at making a Sprite rival?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And everyone hates it. My kids look at me when I buy Starry because it's like super cheap. They'll look at me and be like, just give us water. That's what you're doing anyways. It's water with a fancy package. And I'm like, it's lemon lime soda, children.
Here's the thing. Pepsi, stop. Just stop trying to compete with 7-Up or with 7-Up or with Sprite.
Yeah.
You're not going to beat Sprite. You've got Mountain Dew. Just give the people what they want.
Yeah. I mean, Sierra Mist, what did Sierra Mist do to anybody? Like, it was decent.
It was actually decent. It just had a real dumb name.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it did sound more like an air freshener or something, you know?
Yeah.
I know way too much about this. They did change the Sierra Mist formula 4 different times, and it was only around from like the late 90s to now. Like, it wasn't around that long as far as sodas go.
So what did that replace? Was it Slice? Do you remember Slice?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
I like Slice, I think.
They just need to bring that back. It was good because I remember back in the late 80s, like it wasn't just lemon lime Slice. They had grape slice, orange slice, apple slice. Right. They had strawberry slice. I mean, they had it going on.
That's a blast from the past.
I know.
Oh, so they had Team. If you remember Team from the 80s. TEEM.
Nobody remembers that. No. How do you remember that?
It's the Starry of the 80s right there.
Spencer's making stuff up right now. It's fine. Okay, go on.
I know way too much about this.
Or does Wikipedia know too much about it?
No, I watched a video about this 2 weeks ago. I'm pulling it up now. Team, then Slice, then Sierra Mist. They rebranded Sierra Mist 4 different times by changing the formula from having sugar to no sugar to having sugar. Back to no sugar.
What?
And now they have Starry.
Yeah, and Starry's super boring.
Yeah.
I mean, not that Sprite is like exciting. Why are we all chasing Sprite down?
No, actually, to be honest with you, like Sprite is probably the most boring soda out there.
For example, when I review movies, and everyone does this, and they're really mediocre, just average, you call them vanilla or Sprite, right? Because it's just straightforward. You know what you're going to get. kind of for everyone, but there's no real taste to it.
Mm-hmm.
So Sprite does set that precedent, the one we're all chasing.
Yeah, and how?
Yeah.
Anyway.
But bring Slice back. I'm in.
Or caffeinated 7-Up. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh.
It was back in the, I want to say the late 80s, early 90s. And I remember because it was called 7-Up Gold and it had caffeine in it.
Wow.
I do remember 7-Up Gold, but I thought that was apple flavored.
Maybe it was apple flavored. I can't remember, but I just remember when we found out that it had caffeine in it, because at that point in my life, my family was very anti caffeine.
Shocker.
And I just remember,
they're
like, "Oh, we're gonna have to return this to the store." And it was right before church, and I remember holding back while everybody was going to the car for church and just chugging 2 7-Up Golds. And oh man. One, I had one of the largest belches ever. And then 2, I just remember that was probably the most caffeine I had at that point in my life.
Okay, the real question is, when did you, confess to your father that you did this?
Right in the car.
Absolutely, because you felt so guilty.
I had a very guilty conscience. I'm like, it was like drinking beer.
Dad, that was rock bottom for me, but I need another.
Yeah. Sadly, that nothing's changed.
Hey, those good Mormon kids can still sneak Barks root beer past most parents.
Yeah. Ooh, Barks. Ugh. Yeah.
Hey, it has bite. Do you guys remember Crystal Pepsi?
Yes, I do.
It's crazy because they brought it back, 5-6 years ago.
That's the only reason I remember it.
And I'm sorry, Spencer. I don't know if they changed the flavor or what, but when I was so excited to have it come back, and then I tried it, and I was like, nope, not the same. Because when I was 15, 16, and that was originally out, it was so exciting. It was cool to be seen drinking a Crystal Pepsi, and it was delicious because it tasted like a Coke, even though it was Pepsi. But for some reason, the new mixture didn't really taste like anything to me.
It tasted cinnamony.
And I never liked it. I mean, coming back, that is.
It's the same thing with Pitch Black. Mountain Dew Pitch Black just came back this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And between this one and the 2016 formula, it's not the same Pitch Black that I grew up with. That was grape flavored Mountain Dew. And I still want a grape flavored Mountain Dew.
Yeah, same.
Like a permanent one?
Yeah.
It's just seasonal, isn't it?
It's not even seasonal. They bring it back. It's their most in-demand flavor. But they bring it back once every 5 years.
Jerks.
The last time it was out was in 2016.
I love this whole show now. It went from 49th Street Galleria to old sodas.
No, oh man, we are so dating ourselves here.
Okay, but I have a serious question for you guys.
Yes.
What is the best flavor without thinking of Shasta? What's the best flavor? Go.
Orange.
What?
Oh, I'm giving the stank face right now.
Yeah, no, orange. It's not orange.
Who loves orange soda? Spencer loves orange soda.
Black cherry, man. Gosh.
Only Spencer loves orange soda. Josh, you've given the correct answer.
Oh, yeah, black cherry by far.
The popular answer is kiwi strawberry, for sure.
Oh, gross.
But the best flavor is black cherry.
No.
Oh, listen, orange.
I actually had this conversation last night with my mother-in-law. Because they're like, oh yeah, we loved the kiwi strawberry. I'm like,
yeah,
why? To be honest with you, it was too sweet, and it was too much of a flavor bomb.
Listen, it's good. If you have kids, you get a 3-liter kiwi strawberry, and you're fine, right? That's gonna cover you.
True.
But I think the rich taste of Shasta really comes down to black cherry.
Oh yeah, black cherry, and then also tiki punch wasn't bad.
I'm not a fan.
No, I'm not a fruit punch person. I can't stand fruit punch.
Same.
And that all goes down to probably childhood trauma when my aunt was telling my cousin that he needed to eat all his food, and I thought he was talking to me. And I drank all my soda and threw up. And it was Hawaiian punch.
That's 2 vomit stories on the show so far.
Oh, they're going to cancel
We got some trauma to resolve.
To this day, I can't do fried chicken or Hawaiian punch.
Together?
Oh, no. At all. Even separate. Hawaiian punch, I can't do. And
wait, you can't do fried chicken?
I can do chicken fingies.
What?
Chicken fingies and nuggies, but not KFC bucket, a KFC bucket. No.
I can't do nuggies. That just triggers my trauma way too much.
Yeah. I can't do chicken and a biscuit.
Really?
Speaking of chicken and vomit, I puked once when I was like 13 years old. 13 was a good year for puking, I'll say that. And I had a whole box of chicken and a biscuit, and I've never looked back at this point.
Kent, you're talking about the Crackers chicken and biscuit, not
yes, yeah,
not like a Chick-fil-A's chicken biscuit.
No, chicken and a biscuit.
Yeah, I can't do like straight cheese curds. Like I can do the deep fried cheese curds.
Okay,
but I can't do cheese curds because I ate a whole bunch.
Squeaky cheese?
No, I can't, because I made the mistake one time. I was driving down to St. George to run a half marathon, and I stopped in Beaver and got squeaky cheese.
There's your problem.
And this was like hours before my race. And I ate like the whole thing of squeaky cheese, and then I threw up.
What were you thinking?
And then I threw up in the middle of my race.
Oh, at the very least.
That's because cheese curds are just like slimy, greasy cheese leftovers.
I know that now.
Like it's the consistency of baby vomit.
I know that now. It was not pleasant.
Oh, I can't even. Guys, we got to stop talking about vomit, or people are going to start turning us off.
Yeah. What is this show? We went from 49th Street Galleria to
this was, by the way, not planned.
No, that wasn't. Guys, thank goodness we have a phone call. I think we should take it.
Okay, save us phone call, please.
Okay.
Oh, Josh. Thank you for giving me like the single greatest piece of dirt on you that I've ever had. I can't believe you kissed our mother on the lips 3 times and then smacked her on the butt. Well, I say I can't believe it, but there's part of me that can believe it. I know it was an accident, but there's got to be some weird subliminal, subconscious Freudian thing going on there that I don't want to know about. You probably don't want to know about either. But joking aside, it's kind of funny because when I first got married to Julie, I had the exact opposite problem. I was so used to kissing Mom on the cheek that when I would leave for work, I would turn my cheek so that Julie could kiss me on the cheek, or I'd kiss her on the cheek, which actually started to make her upset because she's like, why are you doing that? I'm like, well, I'm just so used to kissing my mom. And she's like, you're mistaking me for your mom? I'm like, no, it's muscle memory. So I do kind of buy into your excuse there that it's muscle memory. Anyway, this is definitely something I'll be holding over you for the rest of your life, so thank you for that. Anyway, Kenny, question for you. How does what Josh did or admitted to do in the previous episode compare to other actions that you've seen on MILF Manor? Anyway, talk to you later.
Just right off the bat, I want to say, does he have dirt on you, Josh, if you just recorded this in a podcast to tell everyone? Like, obviously you don't care.
Yeah, because it's no longer blackmail. It's just something you could joke around at the family dinner, but then everyone's like, yeah, we know, we heard that episode. And it's like, yeah, but isn't that funny?
Well, I actually did tell my mom that I talked about it on the podcast. And
what did she say?
I was kind of worried when I told her, but she actually just kind of looked at me and like, that's nice.
Luke, if you want some real dirt on Josh, just text me out. I'm sure Kent and I can both send you text messages that were meant for Marianne that Josh accidentally sent us.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. No, here's the thing. Your mom is like she's a saint, right? Super sweet. And you guys all learn to you're a very touchy family, it seems like. And
very much.
Not touchy like you're kissing on the lips normally, but kissing on the cheek so much that you and Luke, and I'm sure your other siblings, are used to kind of like having a basic level of touch, which I think is healthy. But clearly you both brought that into a new relationship, and to the point where your significant others are like, oh, is this a thing? Like, is this your pattern? And have almost had to train you to be slightly different. You're just the one that brought it back home.
You're not wrong there.
I mean, it sounds like you both need to have a good run session with Blue to talk about your mom issues.
I don't know. Maybe I need to lay down for that one.
Blue, just stay at least arm's length away from both of them, because we don't know how they react around their dad.
I don't know. I feel like we need something on Luke. To be honest, he's called a few times. I feel like we need something to razz him specifically about.
We'll get there. I'll get some dirt. I'm sure that.
Yeah,
I'm sure his wife would love to call in and share some dirt. You know.
Now, as far as MILF Manor goes, I like how I'm the expert on MILF Manor.
No, you're just the MILF expert.
I actually haven't finished the series. I should, because I think I'm just not finishing it so that Spencer can't get rid of it yet from any sort of server. It's just there like a poison.
I think it's slowly corrupting all the other files on my server.
It really is. But some of the stuff they do on that episode is like, I talked about this on that episode weeks and weeks ago, but they would blindfold the moms and they would have to rub down the bare chests of all these boys. And they're 20, 25, right? But one of them was their son, but they fully had to caress them and guess which one was their son as they were blindfolded. So that was one of the challenges. Josh, you haven't done that, so we're good there.
My mom would probably have a hard time, especially differentiating between Luke and I. So, I mean, okay. he does have the beard action going. But
okay. But yeah, I think you're good. I don't think you need to sign up or call TLC. No reality shows for you yet.
Okay, good.
But funny slice of life story. Okay, so good. I think you're good.
Well, that makes me feel better.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, thanks for the call, Luke.
Yeah. Oh man.
So speaking of family issues,
Oh, okay. Is this a therapy session now?
Yeah, apparently.
Well, I opened with Josh earlier this week, and we were talking about The Office and how he's not Jim from The Office. He broke up with a girl because she called him Jim from The Office.
Clearly, I'm Kevin. I own it.
And I realized this week that I'm Stanley. I hate meetings. I work in sales. I just want to go to work, get my job done, and then go home.
And what about Pretzel Day? Do you get excited about Pretzel Day?
Oh, I love Pretzel Day.
Is Stanley anyone's favorite character?
On purpose?
He's mine.
Yeah, I don't think so. But go on. Tell us why you're everyone's least favorite character, Spencer.
You joke about Pretzel Day, Josh, but legit when they refill the Take Fives, the Hershey's or the Reese's Take Fives at work, like I lose my flip because it is just so good.
Take Fives are that good though. I don't even blame you.
Do you realize they're 120 calories per mini bar?
Is that good or bad? I don't know.
That's terrible. That's a ton. I'm realizing I'm turning into one of those urban dads. Or suburban dads, not urban dads, suburban dads that just yells at people for getting off their lawn.
He's got street cred, people.
Yeah, apparently.
I am a Stanley.
Go on. Hey, you do live, in Weber County, so I'll count it.
Rural Weber County.
My neighbors are goats, Kent.
Go on, urban dad.
Okay, so I love the fact that I only have one neighbor, like legit. Behind me, to the west of me, no neighbors except for goats. I have one neighbor to the east, and I can count on one hand how many conversations I've had with these neighbors. And the average amount of words in each one of those conversations I can count on two hands. Like,
okay.
No
Sounds
problems.
Great.
I won the neighbor lottery except for one thing. Now, I don't know what the parking etiquette is, or if I'm just like overly anal, or like I want to unleash my inner HOA. But I've always thought, and tell me if I'm up in the weeds here, I have always thought it is inappropriate to park in front of other people's houses unless it is for like a short time, like you're going to a party and there's limited parking. But if you have space in your driveway or your garage, or if it's an extended period of time, you do not park in front of other people's houses. If it's like a side house situation and they're parking like on the side of your house, like on the side street, that's another ballpark.
So if you look at your front window and you see some Jeep Cherokee parked in front of your house, you're like, who's that?
Yeah.
Is there someone here? Oh, it's for the neighbors. So that annoys you.
Not that so much if it's like an occasional thing, but for the last 2.5 months, my neighbors have parked in front of my lawn.
Oh, okay.
I am getting super annoyed, like to the point like I'm looking up city parking codes. Like, seeing if there's anything I can do to, like, I even talked to Josh's HOA president today to be like, what are my options here, Kenny? Like,
tow him.
But, like, am I crazy? Like, is it just rude to park in front of other people's houses?
I mean, obviously, we have to know the context. What's their situation? Do they have a curb in front of their house?
Yes.
Do they have a garage, driveway space, all the above?
They have a 2-car garage, a 2-car driveway, and parking spaces in front of their house.
Are any of those used up at all?
No.
That's weird.
No. Their driveway's completely empty, and they just park and like in front of their house is empty. And I know it's their car because I was a good neighbor this year.
He's pounding the
and
table,
shoveled
man.
their
He's
driveway
pounding the table
every time it snowed.
Get this man a pretzel. Get him a Take 5.
Yeah.
Did I stutter, Josh?
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Here's this inner Stanley. So you're upset because obviously you've noticed, and it probably was like within the first week, you're like, oh, are they doing something to like their gutters? Are they cleaning stuff or whatever? But it's just continual.
Yeah.
Is it at the same time every day? Is it all day, every day?
Every day, all day, 2.5 months.
So it hasn't moved at all?
Like, I even brought this up with Stephanie. She's like, I want to put...
I mean, probably when they go places.
Oh, yeah. They move when they go places, yeah. They don't park in their driveway.
Why would they do that, though? Because it had snowed recently. And so why wouldn't you want to park somewhere where your car's not, going to be covered? Or now somewhere in the shade so your car's not burning up, right? I don't really get the logic here, other than the fact that I think they're trying to drive you slowly crazy.
They know you're Stanley.
I have a big enough lawn that I use a riding mower. And the other day, like, I couldn't mow part of my parking strip because they were parked up on the curb. Like, I had to go back with a weed eater.
I'm a little passive aggressive, and if I was trimming the lawn, all this stuff would end up on their car. All this stuff, like an obscene amount, to the point where that parking strip or that strip would be bare, and all the grass would be on top of their car.
I'm turning into that dad that takes a lot of pride in his lawn, so
yeah,
I can't do that to my baby.
Okay,
I'm out there dethatching every weekend.
Well, you are an urban father, so go on.
I got my little patch of weeds.
So are you looking for advice, or do you want justification? Because I'm going to say that's incredibly annoying.
Audience members, let us know in the other group or online what you think the parking rules are. Like, is it kosher to park in front of other people's houses? If so, when? When and where?
Okay, so that I would also, and I know this is annoying, park your car there. If their car's gone, park your car there, or put something there, like a trailer, for example.
Oh, I have one of those I'm remodeling.
Totally. Just put something in the way so that it says, hey, we don't need to have a conversation yet, but this is also my property-ish. Right? I know it's the road, and the road is the city's property. I'm just of the type where I don't want my neighbors to know what I'm doing. And so I wouldn't want them to know every time I leave the house or go somewhere in my car and then drop it off in front of their place.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Super agitating.
It's just weird. I mean, I only use that side of the house once a year for fireworks. But dang it, I can't do my fireworks if they're parked there.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. Exactly. So I don't know, Josh, would you be passive aggressive or would you leave a note?
Have you heard any of the stories that I've been telling over the past couple months?
Listen,
of course I would be passive aggressive, man.
Yeah, but you get things done though at the same time, mostly because you're best friends with the HOA president.
Yeah, HOAs have actual teeth.
Yeah,
but I would totally go passive aggressive at first. Like, yeah, I would park a trailer. I would park an extra car or whatever.
Stephanie's family does have a farm. We've got lots of rusted out cars.
There you go. That's all you need.
Well, I mean, let's not inconvenience you and put something super junky just to win. There's spray you can buy that really stinks. I would spray that underneath the door handle. There are several things you can do to make someone's life a little less convenient.
Ooh, like stick them, like spray their handle so that every time they open it, it gets their hand sticky.
Yeah, they got the stinky palm.
Yeah.
The stinky palm that sounds like something Kent did in the basement as a teenager.
We are horrible problem solvers. No. Do not be passive aggressive.
But it's fun.
I'm saying, like, I would do something very simple. Honestly, like a trailer would be good. Or something maybe you're renovating or whatever. But if it continues after that.
I love that Kent's version of simple is like, hey, go get like a $10,000 trailer and park it there. Like, no big deal.
Yeah. Or like bags of like lawn clippings. Put those on the curb. I don't know. This is why we need help from the audience.
Ants. Put the ants in the car vent.
The ants?
Mm-hmm. Well,
like my Aunt Karen?
If that gets the job done.
I mean, you guys have been more helpful than the temporal and spiritual leader, Kenny. Love him to death.
No, he's my temporal and spiritual leader.
He's not mine.
He's my coworker. I'm going to call him the same thing, okay?
What did he say? What are some other opinions?
His idea was to leave parking tickets and then start finding the house, but I don't have that power.
You don't have to tell them that they're fake tickets.
Well, if they're hand-drawn.
There's some very stupid people out there.
Stick figures.
Yeah, I think you do one thing to kind of almost like take the power back, and that is to put something in that place. But then if that continues, like let's say you do that for 2 days and then you're like, hey, maybe they got the point and they don't. That's when you just knock on the door. Hey, weird thing. Just letting you know. It's kind of a hindrance. Right when I mow, it does kind of get in the way. What do you think?
That's probably the best advice that this show has ever given.
I need to mow my lawn.
Up until the actually talk to your neighbors and be an adult about it advice, which was probably the most reasonable advice. Everything else sounded like kindergarten staking a claim on the big toy.
Fart spray and putting ants?
You gotta make sure
they work.
No, you gotta make sure you put a toy there so they know that it's yours. Yeah, you gotta leave I left a peanut butter jelly sandwich on the curb the other day, so they knew.
Hey, it works. You just gotta do whatever gets the job done. But you are totally a Stanley.
Oh, I know.
Oh, this is good.
No, anyway, I would love to hear what other listeners have to say about this, because it is quite intriguing, and I'm sure that everybody's opinion is just all over the place.
I think the most intriguing part of this is the international politics of where to park your dang car.
Well, that's the thing. Is some people use their garages as storage, and I get that. But there's driveway space at that point, or there's their curb. And that's what I don't understand. It seems like they're ready to inconvenience anyone else instead of themselves.
Well, and I think this is going to be out there. But you have a maximum capacity of cars you're allowed to own, and that is however much you can park on your property.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If you've got a 2-car garage and a 2-car driveway and you don't want to park in your front yard, your maximum car capacity is 4. And I'm sorry, you have to do the awkward car shuffle some mornings.
Yeah, Josh and I, we were ready to get a hornet's nest and put it in their car.
Yeah, that was my next suggestion. So. Well, speaking of listeners and everything, this past week, I actually asked the other group what they were kind of binging lately. Everything from TV to Netflix to streaming services, whatever. Mainly because I've been watching a lot of TV and a lot of streamable stuff.
How come?
I think just
because he's married.
Yeah, I'm married. I've been watching Schitt's Creek with my wife.
Stephanie.
Okay.
She tried to get me into watching Good Charlotte and
In A Simple Plan. I know. Yeah.
Did I say it wrong?
Queen Charlotte. Queen Charlotte is the name of the show. Good Charlotte is the name of some mall punk band.
Anyway, so Queen Charlotte. I still had to think about that.
And do people still watch that kind of stuff? Queen Charlotte and Bridgerton? That sort of. I know it's
yes, like a lot.
Aren't they coming out with a movie?
A lot of the listeners, though,
like a Bridgerton movie.
I think they are. I don't know. I mean, don't take my word for it, because I just watched like the last half of the last episode in Queen Charlotte, and I won't lie. Like, I watched it as my wife is like bawling her eyes out, and I'm like, I think I kind of like this. I could get into like the Bridgerton and the Queen Charlotte and
Listen, Josh, you've already earned your way into marriage, right? You don't need to do that anymore. It is nice that you have a mutual interest, and maybe that's
Who said I was going to watch it with her?
This is for you.
I mean, plus the music, like the classical music of like current pop hits. Like, I'm like, I could.
Doesn't it feel lowbrow? Doesn't it all feel like here's a little bit of culture with relevancy? It's modern day.
I kind of liked it though.
With Bridgerton, and Downton Abbey with all their spin-offs, they're basically turning into period piece Fast and the Furious movies.
Well, true. I mean, but Downton Abbey had class. Downton Abbey was old school. This new stuff. So I watched the first season of Bridgerton.
Of course you did.
Because I was like cuddling at the time. And it was awesome, right? Because it's like TV 14, naughtiness, and it's like, ooh, isn't it such a perfect world? And that I don't know. I could go into it.
What warrants the TV 14? Is it like side boob or something?
Yeah.
Side boob, man butt.
This is Bridgerton, right?
I'm trying to think.
I'm gonna go to the Parents Guide on IMDb.
I love how we're giving the PG version of the TV 14 stuff.
Yeah, man butt and woman side boob. But like, there's one episode in season 1 where this couple is just doing their thing the entire episode, and it's kind of like the naughty one, and it really is. It's kind of like a toned down 50 Shades of Grey escape, but it has culture, and so it feels better. It feels like you're watching something more valuable. That's it. I haven't seen season 2 or Good Charlotte.
See, you did it too.
See,
you seriously downplayed the reason it's TV 14.
Go on,
my friends.
Okay,
Bridgerton, right?
Yes, we're talking Bridgerton.
Sex and nudity.
Spencer, don't get us an E. Don't get us an E.
No, I'm not going to.
I think we already
Yeah,
deserved
you need the
it.
D.
I mean, we already talked about side boob, so
Yeah. Well, there's so much more than side boob because there's full frontal nudity of a woman for 2 seconds.
What?
Season 2 is very tame. There's a brief scene of a female and male rear nudity, as well as brief scenes of breasts.
Man
I
butt.
think he has it bookmarked.
Benedict goes to a brothel. He is seen kissing 2 women.
It sounds like he bookmarked it.
Season 1 has more sex scenes, many of which are quite graphic, with full female and partial male nudity. Season 2 has several graphic scenes towards the end, scenes including thrusting, moaning, and mouth stuff as well.
Mouth stuff? Is that okay? You're reading something.
I tried to avoid the E for you.
Oh,
I don't
The
understand.
Boston Orioles.
So
okay.
mhm.
He's really
No,
trying to be
no.
PG here.
Spencer, no.
He can't do it.
So
I'm not Joel.
I know there were a lot of listeners that do watch this show. Josh, if you're going to fall on this sword, I would like an update. I do want you to say if this show
Okay.
is for everyone, if this is for people in relationships, or just an altogether
Yeah,
fun
I feel
show.
like I need to go back and watch Bridgerton first, but then again, I don't know.
I'll just say this: there's so many better things to watch.
That's true.
In my opinion.
Well, no, and see, here's the thing. I've been watching so many things. Like I had to just catch up with Ted Lasso.
Great season.
Like I said,
Mhm.
Schitt's Creek. I have like 2 more episodes left, and we're done with the series there. Also, I just binge watched the whole 10 episodes of the Muppets Mayhem.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about that.
Oh man. Where do I okay. Disney has had a problem with the Muppets ever since they took over the IP. They just really haven't known what to do, right? Ever since Jim Henson passed away.
Mhm. Right.
Muppets have just it's been tough, especially with TV shows. You know, they've had some success with movies, with especially like the Muppets.
The 2011 was great.
Yeah, 2011. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about the one that came out a couple years after that.
Yeah, Most Wanted.
But
right.
they just it's been hard, right? And I feel like especially when it comes to TV shows, you know, back in the mid late 90s when they had the Muppet show or Muppets Tonight, and it was they were trying to be like a talk show and everything. It had promise, but I think that they were just trying to make the Muppets relevant to that time period, right? They didn't necessarily want to go back to the Muppet Show and have a variety show.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get it, but you know, I get why it was canceled as well. And then back in when was it? Was it 2012 or so when they did the Muppets, and it was like an office documentary kind of style, and it
was that?
Oh, that was recently. Yeah,
that was 2020.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think that was 2020. I think it was. I want to say it was sometime in the 2010s.
I've got IMDb pulled up. I'll pull up the Parents Guide.
It only lasted 1 season, and for very good reason, because
Mhm.
it just wasn't good. And again, they were trying to make the Muppets relevant in today's time frame, and they were trying to use, you know, the key Muppets: Kermit, Miss Piggy, Hater, Gonzo, Beaker, all of them. But and when the pandemic came out in 2020, and that they had Muppets Now, and it was just like that one was just stupid.
Okay, so you've been disappointed for a decade.
Yes, a decade, 20,
Just real
20
quick.
years.
I'm never doubting your Muppets knowledge again.
Okay.
It was 2015,
Okay.
and it was the Parents Guide said for drugs and alcohol, there are some references to poo-poo.
To poo-poo. It's the Muppets,
Great.
man. Which is so weird because, I mean, they're Muppets. I don't think they poo-poo. Anyway.
Yeah.
But see, they've had this problem with knowing what to do with the Muppets. And so when they announced this, last year or so, I was optimistically excited, but hesitant at the same time because
Sure.
I didn't want another failed, Muppet project. But
Right. Your heart was broken too many times.
But it didn't help either that when they dropped it on the 10th, that they dropped all 10 episodes for the season.
Which Disney Plus doesn't do that.
Yes. Which
the Netflix way.
Which honestly, like, to me, I took that as like, oh crap, like this is going to be bad. But I won't lie, I binge watched all 10 episodes, and I actually really like it. Like, I was surprised. The premise behind this is that the Electric Mayhem, they're contracted to make this album that was signed years and years ago, and it's basically their the human, I don't know what you call it, the human. There's always the one human, right? That's in the
anchor character.
The anchor character.
Yeah.
Which is somebody I've never heard of. Her last name is
Lily
Singh. Yeah.
Oh, she's the worst.
I won't lie. Like, I did watch some of her YouTube videos. She
had a talk show a couple years ago.
She definitely has toned it down for this
good.
role, which I appreciated. And it has all that heart that you would expect from a Muppet show, right? It, like, finding yourself and everything, especially for Lily in this series. And honestly, not having Miss Piggy or Kermit or Fozzie or Gonzo works really well. And it's
takes away expectations.
Yes. And there's a little bit more depth to the characters. Dr. Teeth, Janice, who is probably one of my favorite Muppets. Muppet number one will always be Sweetums, but I loved it. And Bill Beretta, who plays Dr. Teeth and the main Muppet guy for the Electric Mayhem, and Adam Goldberg are the two culprits and the producers in this. And you can tell that Adam Goldberg is 100% a Muppets fan. Like, he gets the heart, he gets the story, he gets them, which I don't think Disney really has until just recently.
Good news.
That's kind of the key to making a good Muppets show / movie. I mean, Jason Segel was the one that spearheaded the Muppets 2011 movie. And he's a huge fan of the Muppets, and it showed in the writing and how they played the movie. The follow-up was a cash grab, and you can tell.
Oh, yeah. It's horrible movie. And, the thing that I love about this, I hope this is a step in the right direction for the Muppets. I hope that we see more main character Muppet, projects. Like, I would love to see a movie of, like, Elmo and Animal, like having the two polar opposites in like a in like a buddy film or something.
Yeah,
them out,
Thunderdome.
Yeah, like or Animal is like Elmo's long lost brother or something, right? But I would love to see something like that. I would love to see something with Beaker.
Animal is Elmo's illegitimate dad.
Oh my gosh, I love.
Yeah, they're gonna do that with the Sesame Street character. I love that, though. I think that's a pitch. You threw that out there in the universe. Someone grab onto that.
Somebody listen. I'm sure that we have Disney executives who are listening to our show. So
probably.
You know,
all of our Disney insiders. Yep.
Yes. I think if you haven't watched this, if you're a Muppets fan at all, watch it, enjoy it. Not only do you get the zaniness of the Electric Mayhem, from every minute of the series, but it's great music too.
Cool.
Every episode highlights a song that is a part of their soundtrack that they're creating.
Nice.
So anyway, yeah.
Josh, speaking of franchises that have gone on and languished in parody, Kent, you saw the new Fast and the Furious movie, didn't you?
Oh, nice little segue there. What are you talking about?
Thank you.
Listen, are they languishing in parody, or are they getting better as they go? Are they revving up?
Oh, nice.
I've never watched one movie.
I tried to get you guys to come tonight. All right, I don't want to hear excuses.
I know you did.
So it's like, oh, I've got a family thing. Vin Diesel's got a family thing, and it's saving the effing world. Okay. I said effing because I'm mad. I went by myself.
Oh,
just kidding, Josh. I know you've never seen one, and It would have been hilarious to have you see the 10th movie in this franchise and have no idea what's going on.
No, they're just in cars.
You should have invited Dave. It's his birthday.
Dave, I'm so sorry. Is he a fan? Is
Dave a fan? I don't know.
Okay. I want to know who's a fan of this. And I want to know where people's fandom lies. Is it irony or is it they actually love the action in a Fast and Furious movie?
I have nothing to add other than this. This really.
What do you know? What do you know about the franchise, Josh?
What do I know? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, one, I know that Vin Diesel's there. I know that The Rock was in it, then not in it, and then in it again, and I think he's not in it again.
Do you want me to say? I'm not going to say.
I don't care about spoilers, but and then there's cars that are fast.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that there's drugs involved.
Mm-hmm.
And
family. When making this, okay, sure.
Well, something, but yeah, there's a lot of fancy,
not in the film, but
a lot of fancy driving, and basically, with all these, 10 movies, it basically is the Land Before Time for guys,
for the world. Okay, a lot of us stopped watching Land Before Time.
Vin Diesel is basically Littlefoot.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, he's follically challenged, just like Littlefoot. You're right. So,
and Littlefoot just wants to get back to his family.
That's exactly right. Oh my gosh, hold on. Let me cry for a second. The song just popped in my head.
So who's Sharptooth?
Oh, that's Michelle Rodriguez for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, no. So, anyways, this franchise has gone from.
And what about Sarah?
Oh,
the Triceratops. Would that be?
That was Paul Walker.
Yeah, it probably was Paul Walker.
Oh, rest in peace.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways. So this franchise has gone from street racers in downtown LA who were stealing DVD players off of trucks, right? This has gone from minor criminality, and then it just escalated to these guys being on the Interpol's list of most wanted criminals. And then they all of a sudden
by stealing DVDs, did they burn them as well?
No. They start breaking.
If that's the case, I'm internationally wanted.
You would never steal a car. You would never download a Plex. Anyways.
If I had a 3D printer, I would download a car.
So these guys eventually become super cops. And in the last movie, they went to space, in a Fiero.
What?
That's a true story.
Okay, this is the Land Before Time.
They took a Fiero. This is Luda, and what's his face? Tyrese. They took a Fiero to space.
On a rocket ship, or did they somehow magically just drive to space? Because
they got propulsion, but then they drove through space.
What the hell?
So that's what I said, and I was like, my brain is so broken. They've raced a submarine in Antarctica, right? And that is when The Rock punched a torpedo on the ice. These movies have broken the laws of physics so much that they know it. And they often make jokes, especially in the last couple, as they're in on the joke, that basically they're bulletproof. And you go as an audience member going, I don't really care, right? I'm at the point with movies where I want to see John Wick kill hundreds of people on screen. I want to see Vin Diesel, lift a car.
This is like Sharknado.
It's Sharknado with an incredible budget. And actually a full-on cast, because other than the standard B-grade actors in this movie, you have Helen Mirren, Charlize Theron. I want to say Jason Statham, but
yeah.
But so these movies are stacked, and that
Idris Elba.
Yeah, Idris Elba is in the spinoff,
which I saw on my honeymoon.
Oh, that's romantic.
Oh yeah, Stephanie picked it.
Because here's where my expectations are for this series. In fact, going into this movie, I said, if they don't go back in time or eventually end up at Jurassic World, I will be incredibly disappointed, because they need to race dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
They need to race velociraptors at some point. Well, I'm sad to say they don't race velociraptors in this new movie.
Oh.
Okay? It's a bummer.
But do they have the Muppets in it?
There are also no Muppets. And I'm so sorry.
I'm so glad I didn't go then tonight.
Just wait for the next one?
Yeah.
So what this movie is intending to do is to lead into the end of the franchise. And they've, as of 2 weeks ago, they said the 11th movie, so the next one will be the final one. And then 2 days ago, Vin Diesel says, I need a career, and we're gonna make like 12 at least.
What?
So this movie is meant to start the end of the franchise, but I think they're going to make this part 1 of 3 at the very least. And so in this one, we have Jason Momoa playing the villain, because once again, like the last one had John Cena as the villain. This one has Jason Momoa, and he basically wants to get revenge on the family for something that happened a decade ago in one of the previous movies. And they kind of shoehorn, like the last movie, they shoehorn in flashbacks to kind of give you that backstory.
Yeah.
Is it Jason Momoa? I could never remember.
Jason Momoa. Yeah, you're welcome.
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa.
Is it him or is it Aquaman?
So it is Jason Momoa.
Yes.
Knowing exactly what movie he's in. And no joke, he is the reason to see this movie. I don't know if people know this character, but he is rumored to be playing another DC character named Lobo. And this is his audition. Spencer, you're going to see this movie and go, yep, he's just having fun saying, cast me as Lobo. Because he literally is giggling through this entire movie going, like he's going to blow up cities. And he's giggling and prancing around. And you're like, you know what? Vin Diesel takes this so seriously. It's nice to see someone having fun. And it's cool that it's the villain as well, because honestly, this series kind of needs a few more memorable villains that actually stay villainous.
Well, I was going to say, because at the end of every single one of these movies, if the villain doesn't die, he ends up joining the crew.
No, yeah, they always end up.
They're somehow
every movie
related.
Exactly. Every movie ends with a barbecue, and always the villain of the movie that just tried to kill their children and them and kill hundreds of people in collateral damage. They're hanging out at the barbecue, going, "Hey, we're cool now, right? This is great. You know, pass me this."
Because I lost a race to Vin.
This is what you got to do with your neighbor. Just invite him over for a barbecue, Spencer.
Race him. No, you race him first.
Oh yeah, race him.
Say, "Hey, I win your car."
I've got to.
Yes. See,
I got to try to murder his children.
This is healthy conflict resolution.
Oh, this is everything I learned it from Fast and Furious.
I'm sure there's a book out there that would explain that.
You joke, Josh, but I do invite the neighborhood over for barbecues.
I know you do.
All the time.
Yeah. I know you do.
Because they're my
Are
family.
you going to stop inviting this neighbor over?
No.
All right.
No, I won't.
I know you push over.
There's enough burgers to go around.
Okay.
And if anything I've learned from the Fast and the Furious movies is even though we look completely different, like John Cena doesn't look anything like Jason Statham, who doesn't look anything like Luke. What's his face?
Luke Evans.
Mm-hmm. But somehow they're all related and brothers.
Well, in this
and children of Helen Mirren.
In this one, Jason Momoa is from Brazil. So, anyways, it's fine.
No, he's from Atlanta.
Wait. Helen Mirren, was she a villain in one of these?
She's kind of the villain's mom.
Does she hand out like Sunny D?
No, she's cool. She's cool
like
for the 3 minutes she shows up. No, these are movies where
she shows up to the barbecue with orange smiles and Sprite.
Tang.
Oh,
yeah. I was actually a little disappointed going in or seeing this one because it hasn't really escalated the action all that much. Are there insane scenes that break the laws of physics that made me laugh out loud? Yes. But I'm like, you went to space. Show me more. Show me more.
I mean, they set the bar pretty high.
Yeah, and so...
But seriously, like, they drove to space?
Do you want some nudity from Jason Momoa?
Yeah, I want some TV-14 man butt from Jason Momoa.
Guess what? Game of Thrones got you covered.
Oh, no, that's...
There's our E, folks.
Or should I say, Game of Thrones got it uncovered.
Oh.
Wink.
So I will say this. If you're a fan of the series, this is a better movie than the last movie, the 9th one. This is probably better than the 8th or 6th. Like, it's hard to know after 5 when they started being in on the joke where they are. To say this is one of the better Fast and Furious movies doesn't mean much because they're all about C and D range. But you still go see them because they're spectacles. You go see them because the audience is going to flip out for cameos or big action scenes. Will you walk away a dumber person? Absolutely. But you know what? Pay your $12 and make it happen. So it is the kind of big screen experience that I think people kind of still need. That's not a superhero movie, basically.
Okay. And here's the real question, though. Do I have to watch all 9 first before I watch the 10th?
Yeah, but we're going to make it complicated. We're going to start off with 1, 2, 6, 3, 4. No,
you're just going to have to text that to me because I'm not going to remember it.
No, I would say just watch this one and see if you get it, and you won't. But hey, a movie needs to stand on its own. So,
okay.
Or Josh, I guarantee you won't be watching this, and you'll watch, British tawdry shows on Netflix. So
yeah, Bridgerton and side boobs.
All right, guys. Stanley needs to go to bed.
Okay. All right, Josh. Feel free to take us out.
Hey, guys, thank you so much for listening. We understand that there are a ton of podcasts out there to choose from. So the fact that you choose to lend us your ear means a lot. So thank you. Guys, we really do want to connect with you, whether that's through Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. You can follow the other show on any of those social media platforms. Additionally, you can join us in our Facebook group, The Other Group. It's a fun little community that we hope that you'll want to be a part of. Now, guys, we may be seasoned podcasters, but this is a fairly new podcast. So please do us a solid by hitting the subscribe button on whatever podcast platform you listen to us on, whether that's Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, and we're even on YouTube. Subscribing helps others find the other show much easier. Also, we'd love for you to leave us a review. We actually do read each and every one of them, even those irrelevant one-star reviews. Now, if leaving a written review isn't your thing, you can always call my voicemail at 801-508-4989 with that comment, question, complaint, or even suggestion. Again, that number is 801-508-4989. But when you're not here listening to us, remember, you can listen to me on my other show, The Party in the Back.
You can hear me on my other show, Bacon Cell.
And you can hear me on my other show,